Alright guys, it's been a fat minute since I've done one of these videos, but with everything being out of whack right now on the NA version of the game, I figured I should probably go ahead and do this video. If you guys are wondering, hey, what do you mean the NA version of the game is a little out of whack? Well, Oku, as you guys can see, a pretty major event, right, was supposed to be right before the anniversary. It is not only after the anniversary, it is behind Servant Summer Camp and is slated to go on until the 15th, which is about the middle of the month. Which then is kind of leaving people wondering, well, what events are we going to get after that? And are we going to be getting the Land of the Shadows event, which is a pretty big lottery event, which is why people are really hyped for it. It also introduces Grailfront to the game, and it gives us Bunny Skyhawk. So, like, a lot of really good stuff comes from this event. Skyhawk also gets an upgrade, which is really, really good as well. So it's just a very, very hype event overall. I will tell you guys right now that I'm not expecting this to come out during this month. What I'm expecting us to get for the remainder of August after Oku finishes on the 15th is the 21 million downloads campaign and the Interlude Campaign Part 14. I'm expecting us to get both of these because they can quite snugly fit into the rest of August. With Oku finishing on the 15th, if they were to just kind of like shotgun these back to back, that means that the 21 million downloads campaign, which is a 7-day event, would go on until the 22nd, and then this could pick up, immediately after that, starting on the 22nd, going to the 29th. Now, the thing though that does throw a little bit of a wrench in all of this is that these can overlap, and this can overlap into these events, right? Because the interlude download campaigns or like the hunting quests sometimes can be an extra thing that's just happening to go on, right? They don't have to be the main center stage, and usually they kind of transition into something else. So if they do actually start overlapping them on top of each other, we could see the Land of the Shadows event come towards the end, towards mid-end of the month. But if they're just going to kind of like play it out and be like, well, this one goes for 7 days, and then after this ends, then this one will go, then this may start at like the 30th, right? Because I'm assuming they'll give it a couple of days in between the events, maybe the 31st or just the beginning of next month, right? We'll kind of see as we get closer, but these are the main two things you should be expecting unless they purposefully push this event forward, which I'm not going to complain about. It's a lottery event. Who doesn't? Well, I was going to say who doesn't want to farm a lotto event, but I'm pretty sure there's also half the people that are like, oh no, I have to farm a lotto event. Like they're kind of having an internal panic. But let's go over both of these and what they bring to the game. 21 million download campaign. The most notable thing that this thing brings are new master missions. Go ahead and start leveling up some of your servants if you haven't already, because look at this plethora of Saint Quartz you're going to be able to acquire for yourself for just leveling up basically 5 servants per class, right? Like once you've got 5 for each of them leveled up, you're just guaranteed to get this whole heap and helping of Saint Quartz. It's just a very, very nice little just dump of Saint Quartz that we get for basically free. And I would say that you can just kind of save these because the summoning campaign, I mean, yeah, Chi Shi Huang is pretty insane, but it's not exactly one of those banners that I would say go crazy on. If you want Chi Shi Huang, go by all means use these Saint Quartz on him. But for a lot of people, I understand they're probably just going to be able to skip out on this one and save for something else. Like maybe you want to pick up Skyhawk. Maybe you want Himiko, who's right around the corner. Yang gets a rerun. Van Gogh is insane and comes out soon. Ibuki's going to be coming around. I know people are half and half, not on Doman being good. Doman is obviously very, very good, but I know people are half and half as to whether or not they want to summon him or not. I know half the people really love him, and the other half of the people don't like him at all. It's really, really weird. It's one of those servants that is like so polarizing, but if you're one of the people that really wants him, yeah, keep in mind he will be coming out later this year, so you can kind of take this as a little bit of an extra stash for your Saint Quartz, especially because you don't got to worry about like Morgan or Koyenskaya coming out for quite a long time, right? You have quite a bit for them to kind of, come back around. So the rest of the year, I mean, if you don't really care about any of those services, pretty easy. You can just stash up on Saint Quartz. But then the Interlude campaign I actually think is also very interesting. If you summon Kama, you'll be getting that extra Saint Quartz for, doing her Interlude. But some of the buffs that we get for this are really insane. First and foremost, Shuten Doji finally gets her battery. You guys may know that Shuten kind of struggles to loop on account of one hit on the NP over here. This definitely helps her out a lot. It not only helps her just be better when using start of charge CEs, but it also can, if you want to be that guy that tries to ham fist your way using Shuten Doji to farm, you know, this can help you do that. I mean, look, I'm not going to say it's not possible. On stream, which is, you know, linked down in the description down below, I stream FGO every single weekday. We got Saber Nero, the AoE one, to loop with Castoria. It wasn't very pretty, but we were able to get it done, kind of. Technically, we got a 3-turn done. It wasn't very pretty, though. And so, you know, Shootin getting this 30%, if you want to do something like that and just try to, like, force her to farm or something, because you don't have, like, I don't know, Kiara to use as your arts assassin, quote-unquote, basically. Someone's gonna get triggered for me calling an alter ego an assassin, but come on, man. Like, she's basically an assassin. She kills riders for me. She's literally an assassin in everything but name only, right? But if you want to use her for that, it makes her really, really good. Shooten still does some pretty decent damage on account of her attack being pretty decent, as you can see there, being pretty nice. Well, I guess not insane, but you guys get what I'm saying. Pretty nice attack. She can do some pretty good damage. Suzuka gets this buff to her first skill. It takes her from being kind of like a one-pump chump right here, where she only gets the 1 buffs, to actually giving her the ability to spread out her damage a little bit with a nice crit buff, and her really strong buster buff there at 40% for 3 times is pretty nice. And so this is going to help Suzuka be a little bit more consistent. It's going to give her a little bit of extra damage, because as you guys can see right here, she didn't even have crit damage before. Now she can actually do some pretty good crits on her own. So that makes her very strong. Adelante is a little bit weird because they give her damage to her buster cards. It's really strange. I'm not going to complain, because buster crits are still really cool, but like, she's a quick servant. Why not just let her do quick crits, man? Let her do quick crits with Scotty. Scotty gives her 100% quick crit damage, and then she's getting extra damage to her buster cards. I guess it like balances out her crits, if you kind of get what I'm saying. Where like, well, her quick crits are going to do a lot of damage, but if you get her buster cards, they also do a little bit of damage. Like, it kind of balances things out, but it's just a little bit of an odd buff, in my opinion. And then Avisa Braun over here just gets more damage, which is just generally pretty good because they buffed his NP. But yeah, this is basically all of the stuff that's going to be coming for the remainder of the month. If we get the Land of Shadows, I'll just go over this really, really quickly. It just brings a whole host of things. Like I mentioned, it brings Grail Front, which allows you to pretty much get a bonus Holy Grail. It brings a Lotto. The lottery's pretty good. You get the Bunny Skahawk thing. Skahawk comes back on rate up, just generally very, very good. I mean, it gives her the battery as well. It just makes Skahawk a very, very strong servant. I believe this is also the one that gives her buff success rate. So basically, you pop this skill, give it to Skahawk herself, and she guarantees those buffs on her first skill. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Skahawk's first skill is really, really strong in theory because of this, getting just the Star Gather rate and the massive crit strength, right? But it's 80%. Well, this buff right here, yep, I was right. It gives her the buff success rate of 20%. 20 plus 80% there basically means these are now guaranteed as long as you just use this on Skahawk herself. But it's also kind of neat because all of this is targetable. The quick buff, the buff success rate, and the 20% battery. So in theory, if your Skahawk's on like 1 HP and is about to die or something, you can throw this on somebody else, I guess. But yeah, if we see this towards the end of the month, I'll kind of do an actual formal event guide for it. I just think that it's either going to come very, very, very late in August or at the beginning of September. But with what they did with Oku this year, who knows? They might push this one forward, right? They might have this follow-up Oku, but I kind of doubt it because that's like 2 major events back to back. Having something like these in between Oku and the Lotto right here, especially because this is a Lotto and you need to be going hard on these, it does give players a bit of a rest from the game, right? It gives them a bit of a break, you know, some little bit of downtime where they don't have to stress super, super hard because you do get this half AP campaign, although you probably should have stocked up on that during the anniversary up here. But yeah, with all that being said, let me know which events you guys are hyped for coming forward. Does August seem like a kind of a dead month to you? Do you think it's going to be kind of hype? Are you excited for it? Let me know all that in the comments down below. Make sure you like and subscribe for daily FGO content. Again, I stream every weekday over on my Twitch if you want to see me play FGO every weekday and some random game on Saturdays. I'm going to start streaming Saturdays and just play something that I want to play, just to give myself a little bit of a break, but still interact with you guys and everything. Also, if you're interested in entering a $100 Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel tournament, the details for that are in my Discord. You can go check that out in the link down in the description down below. And don't worry, even if you bring a non-competitive deck, there is a $50 reward for losers bracket. So no matter if you're on the winning side of the bracket or the losing side of the bracket, you have a shot at some moolah. So I'm hoping to see a lot of people come out, play some fun decks, and yeah, we'll just have a good, fun old time. It's going to be next Saturday, August the 13th. So with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have yourselves a nice day. Peace, late guys.